Hello, Liverpool family, and my word, you guys were treated this afternoon. I was really jealous looking at you guys play two games as you ramp up your preparations for the new Premier League season. We'll be analysing both games, the 4-1 win and also the 3-2 win. Very, very excited to do so. But before I begin, give this video a massive, massive thumbs up. Liverpool are back at Anfield and it was a really good spectacle for me as someone that loves to watch football. I was genuinely excited seeing the games. Of course, hit the subscribe if you are new here. But let us start 3-2. Let's start with that game because obviously we had more first teamers and obviously a lot of Liverpool fans are just excited to see those first teamers, those new signings sort of playing and how it played out. In terms of the statistics, 17 shots for Liverpool in total, 10 on chances, 9 big chances. I think what you're always going to get with Liverpool is they're going to have a volume of attempts on goal, no matter who is starting. And this game was no different. Atletico Bilbao, 33% possession, 8 shots for them and 3 on target. But I think what we're all here for is to talk about the guys which really impressed us. And to be honest, I'm going to start with the guy who just keeps on getting better. Mo Salah, and I was kind of laughing watching his penalty because Liverpool fans have this thing of where Mo Salah needs to have his customary penalty miss per season. And thankfully, hopefully for you guys, he's got that out the way. It was a horrible penalty, but Mo Salah's quality was just shining throughout the game. He was the player of the match from FootMob. He had the most chances created. I mean, this guy's passing ability is so underrated. I know we talk about the De Bruynes of this world, but I genuinely believe Mo Salah's passing ability in and around the box is one of the best we have seen in the Premier League. And I'm not scared to say that. Once he receives the ball and he has an underlap or an overlap, he will find you. And, Jeremie Frimpong is a player I want to go in more depth about because he genuinely impressed me. But that is who Salah needs. He has the option of Szoboszlai doing the underlap, but then also on the overlap, he has Frimpong. Trent would probably be more of a central player. Yes, he can go on the overlap, but he was not more sort of prone to doing that, especially towards the end. But, that is what we can expect from Liverpool and Mo Salah. That sort of patience on the ball, playing the pass, and he had 1 goal, 2 total shots, 81% pass accuracy, 6 chances created, the penalty miss, and then of course some other lovely stuff. 6 touches in the opposition box. Arne Slot has the plan for Salah so good. Have him high up the pitch, let him create goals, let him score goals. I'm even saying create twice because he was that good today on the ball in terms of his creation. And we really got to see another vintage Mo Salah performance. And I want to talk about Frimpong and FootMob. Don't have him down with a great rating, but what I saw from Frimpong was energy. I saw the volume of overlaps he did. I saw a player who can defend 1v1 because a lot of people were like, Frimpong in a back four, can he defend well? Nico Williams had hardly any threat. Genuinely. When you've got Mo Salah in front of him, yes, Mo Salah can come back and defend, but he wants to be higher at the pitch. He wants to be the guy that's ready to spring on the counter-attacks. Frimpong defended so well. And with Conor Bradley out injured once again, Frimpong having this performance was genuinely what we needed to see. There was a lot of times he would put the ball into the box. As we look at these defensive stats, he had 4 defensive actions, 3 recoveries, 1 headed clearance, 1 clearance, 2 out of 2 tackles, 1, 4 out of 7 ground duels, 1. Very, very good. But every time he received the ball on the overlap, his first thought is, let me put it into the box. There was one which just got away from Gakpo, which was really nice. I enjoyed that. And I'm sure Liverpool fans saw that from Frimpong and were like, that's really what I want to be seeing. But you know what the crazy thing is? I think Frimpong has been one of the best signings this preseason in terms of his performances. I think he's probably impressed the most in terms of when he's come on. I know he's probably come on more times to play right wing, but he's so relentless. And I made this comparison on Twitter, and I don't know a lot of Liverpool fans if you're going to be happy with this, but I said he has that sort of Raheem Sterling type of dribbling where their burst is so good. I'm talking about the best version of Sterling, but the way Frimpong can just accelerate from you in the first yards is scary. And you're just thinking about dynamism, you're thinking about players who can really add to the attack and final third. Frimpong is that guy, and he can defend to a really good level. And of course, whilst we're talking about the final third, Hugo Ekitike. There's so much talk about Alexander Isak. And as I make this video, I've just seen a David Ornstein notification about Newcastle and Benjamin Sesko. If Liverpool get Isak, I would be sad for Ekitike because he's such a talented player. He showed today he can be a 9. He was quite unlucky there with the one with Gakpo. He nearly tried to get the touch on it. He didn't get it. But we saw some really good stuff. The assist he had for Mo Salah was brilliant. For a 6'3", 4 guy, I'm even saying 3 wrong, 6'3", 4 guy, to have that burst in the first few yards, to do that dribble, to do that step over, and the ability to do the final action as well is absolutely incredible. It is. It genuinely is. He only had 20 touches, but he had 20 decisive touches. And we've seen Darwin Núñez as a Liverpool now. We've seen other players as a Liverpool 9. Hugo Ekitike was so good today. Genuinely, I'm so excited to see how things go for him. He was drifting over to the left, and he probably did show, if Isak comes in, he can rotate to the left, and Isak can play centre forward. But, after seeing that Gakpo performance in terms of the goals he scored and the relentless nature of Gakpo, you're almost thinking, can Isak come in and just, do that? Can Isak just come in and push Gakpo aside? Gakpo, of course, got himself an own goal too. But it was a really productive performance from him in terms of 3 out of 4 shots on target. He's a goal scorer, man. Once Gakpo gets on that right foot, it is certainly curtains for a lot of teams. It was just really nice to see him. It really adds to that Liverpool attack because there's going to be a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. And obviously there's Ngumoha, who I want to talk about a bit later in the first game that happened. But I'm even getting it wrong. Cody Gakpo is here to fight. He's only 26 years old, but I was genuinely really impressed with what he did. Gravenberch, solid as always. Konate, nice performance. I think we missed sort of Virgil van Dijk and his defending in the box from corners. A lot of goals conceded there, but that's a work in progress. I think that sort of goals conceded wouldn't happen with Van Dijk. I thought Kerkez was probably the most quiet signing. He got forward, he defended to a very high standard. If we look at his defensive stats, he was the most tackles, he was the most accurate passer. He got around his business. I know a lot of people were talking about who's going to be the more attacking guy out of Kerkez and Frimpong. I think today we got our sort of answer, and I think Kerkez did what he did really, really well. And his statistics, 4 out of 4 tackles won every single ground duel. This is a productive performance from Kerkez, and he'll only get better. Florian Wirtz, a bit quiet, but you just see touches of class with Wirtz. He doesn't really need to impact the game that much because there's so much quality around him, but we saw so many decisive touches from him too. The way he was on the ball, it was really, really nice to see. I don't know if I've talked about Szoboszlai, but if it is the second time I'm talking about him, it's deserved because he was everywhere in that first half in particular. He came on to play a bit of right back as well when Nialo came on. I really love what I see from Szoboszlai. And when he's deeper, I think we get the best version of him. And Mamardashvili, shout out to him, some really big saves too. Maybe the goal from the corner could have done a bit better. But look, it's nice to see that Liverpool have a goalkeeper, not probably a bit more of a less emotional bond to him than Kelleher. Of course, he's new, but Mamardashvili is a very, very good goalkeeper in his own right. And I think we'll just slowly, little bit touch on the first game because we didn't really see as many first teamers. McAllister showed his class as well. It's going to be a big decision, him or Szoboszlai or Wirtz, whoever it is. Andy Robertson, again, strong performance from him with the youngsters, the captain in the side, really nice. Harvey Elliott looks like he's on his way out. Núñez, I think, had a strong performance, but again, it looks like he will be leaving. But the guy I want to just end with and talk about, of course, is Rio Ngumoha. This guy's an absolute talent, man of the match for a reason. 1 goal, 1 assist. This kid is just insane. And when you're talking about Liverpool getting a new left winger like Rodrigo, I just point to Rio Ngumoha. He's 16 years of age. That's just a joke. 16 years of age, putting in the performance he's done is genuinely so impressive. He's relentless. He wants to go again. His strike was brilliant. And he genuinely can make some good contributions for Liverpool this season. But anyway, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed, Liverpool fans. Pre-season over, on to Crystal Palace. Good luck for the season. Although I really hope Arsenal do peep you to the title. Peace.